Head of State of Government, Mr. Ban Ki-moon, Mr. President of the African National Bank, Mrs. the Managing Director of the IMF, Mr. Secretary General, Excellencies, ladies and gentlemen. Climate change is the greatest challenge of the 21st century. Like COVID-19, it is a global challenge that we must face together if we are to have any hope of overcoming it. Every day, the thunderstorms seem more violent, flooding is more frequent, and droughts more severe. Around the world, forests are blazed. Crops are failing. People are being forced to flee their homes, becoming climate refugees. Sea levels are rising, potentially drowning cities and even entire countries. The oceans are turning to acid, and salt is penetrating croplands, posing further serious challenges to food security. Ladies and gentlemen, Excellencies, Africa contributed just 3% of global emissions, but we are the continent which will pay, indeed, which is already paying the biggest price. That is why the African heads of state came together in Paris to form the African Adaptation Initiative. That is why we were so enthusiastic about the creation of the Global Center for Adaptation under the leadership of Mr. Ban Ki-moon. And that is why I am convinced that the new program to accelerate adaptation in Africa that is being launched by the African Development Bank in coordination with the AAI and the GCA is so important. We aim to mobilize $25 billion between 1921 to 2025 for adaptation in Africa. Some estimates suggest we are soon going to need at least this much every year if we do not effectively mitigate and reverse climate change. It is because of this that we have a balanced vision to adapt to the inevitable effects of climate change, but at the same time to actively contribute to fight climate change by reducing and using nature-based solutions. Ladies and gentlemen, if we lose the Congo Basin to deforestation, we will release almost 100 billion tons of carbon dioxide. Were this to happen, we have no pathway to a 1.5-degree world. Gabon, a high forestation country, is one of an exclusive club of countries that are carbon positive. We absorb 4 times more CO2 than we emit. Since 2205, when we stepped up the implementation of policies to reduce emissions from our forests, we have absorbed the equivalent of 1 year of emission by South Africa, UK, and France combined. We can hold our head high when it comes to fighting climate change, but we have to insist that equal attention be paid to adaptation and mitigation in climate finance, including through climate debt swaps for developing countries. Africa calls on the developed nations to shoulder your historic responsibility and to join the program to accelerate adaptation in Africa. We call on all nations together to come together and make COP15 in Kunming and COP26 in Glasgow the success the future generations so desperately need. Thank you.